Let's talk about why a lot of independent music artists don't make it in the long run. Join me in my mission to help put at least 50,000 music artists on the right track to be independently successful with their music, to turn the talent that they have with their voice into gold. My name is Billy Nellis, and welcome to the Golden Voice Podcast. Boom! We're back at it again, another episode on the Golden Voice Podcast. And this time, I just want to share something that happened recently that, is going to push me to cover something that's actually really important in terms of, why independent music artists don't make it in the long run. And that's also something that I discovered that really stuck out to me recently when I was navigating through the music marketing hashtag on Instagram. And shout out Aramaya the Music. And then I stumbled upon 200 minutes of straight music marketing fire from Russ. Okay, the Russ strategy of how he blew up and how he became highly successful independently with his music, right? Russ is if you don't know about him, he's a really successful rap artist, hip hop artist, right? Worth over $10 million independently with his music, right? No record label, nothing, everything. And, earning six figures a month. With his music and stuff like that. So there's something that he shared through that archive. And by the way, I'm going to share where you can go and tune in and tap into that archive and my exclusive highlights, my exclusive notes that I took from that, so that you can also go through it a little bit faster and everything. And there's one thing that he said that really stuck out to me among, the many notes that I took. And it's, if you are not willing to fail for 5 to 10 years with what you want to achieve with your music, quit right now. All right. Because what he said is that a lot of music artists don't want it that bad, right? Their why is not absolutely crystal clear, right? They don't want to go through the journey. They don't want to go through the challenges that you're going to go through when you want to go from your A to your Z, right? And when we're told that you have to do X, Y, and Z, and you don't want to put in the work, that means you don't want it that bad, right? Maybe you're just focusing on one aspect of things, right? If it's only for the money and you're not putting the love into it and the hard work, the sweat and tears that you're going to need to go through in order to make it work, and you just want to get in the room, you just want the Grammy, you just want to be on the charts and on the billboards, you see what I'm saying? Some artists just want that, and one little sign of resistance and they give it up. Well, if that's the case, if your why is not deep enough, right? It's not clear enough, and you don't want it that bad, it's gonna make you quit, straight up like that. You see what I'm saying? That's why so many independent artists don't make it. It's because it wasn't strong enough, and they're not willing to put in the work. They're not willing to go from A, B, C, D until they get to their Z, right? They're not willing to share the struggles. They're not willing to grow from where they were at, so that people can relate to them through the story. And there will be ups and downs. I've experienced that myself personally, but that's what makes you a whole lot more attractive as an artist, as a character that's going to attract your audience, right? The consistency and the hard work that you're going to put in, somebody's going to be able to relate to that and love you for that, so that they can be like, okay, this artist started from there and now they're here. Oh my God, this is so inspiring. They're gonna love you a whole lot more when it comes to your fans and the audience that you're building. And that's what makes it, a lot more relatable for the people that are gonna be attracted to you and your music. You see what I'm saying? So that's the question that I want to ask for you. How bad do you actually want it? Right? Are you willing to, even though it may seem simple, okay, and nothing that's worth having comes easy, right? I think that a lot of us know that, but are you willing to go through that process, right? And what he means by failing, and we're not going to intentionally go fail for 5 to 10 years, right? We're going to invest in ourselves to, in some cases, shortcut our path to success and everything, right? With mentorship, coaching, and some knowledge, implementing, taking action on all of it, of course, right? That can help us get there a little bit faster. But, failing in that case, from what I'm understanding, is really learning from the things that didn't work so that you don't do them again. For me, I'm on an ongoing learning journey. Learning is never going to stop, but one thing is for sure is that I'm implementing what I'm learning, I'm getting some results, and I'm contributing after that, so that others can get results with what I end up getting results with when it comes to the knowledge that I've acquired. Right. So I think that's what's important right there, is that you never stop learning, but you do have to implement, you invest in yourself to get in the room, to get to the source of that knowledge or that information, so that you can make the proper tweaks, so that you can get to your results a little bit faster than if you had to figure it out yourself. But you still have to go through the process. You still have to do A, B, C, D until you get to Z. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes the journey, even though there's ups and downs, a lot more interesting than just coming off already polished and nobody knows where you came from. They can't relate to anything and they're like, okay. And then nobody's really going to mess with it that much because they didn't know where you come from. So you see what I'm saying? You have to go through the process. It might be simple. It's not going to be easy. Consistency is definitely going to be key here. And that's why I'm going on a little rant, because a lot of music artists, they want Z. They want the Billboard, the awards and all that good stuff. They want to get in the room, but they're not willing to put in that work, right? They're not willing to go through that growth process that's going to solidify everything as they are moving forward, as they're becoming a better artist, a better person overall and everything. And that's what I don't understand sometimes, right? You can, you can show a horse water, but you can't make them drink. You can't make it drink, right? So you have to be thirsty. You have to go for it. You have to be after it. Right? You have to go through the journey, right? And this is why sometimes we'll see another artist that may be less talented than us, but they doing it big. That's because their work ethic is different, right? Right? This is why there's a quote that says hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work well. This is totally logical for me, because if you have talent and you're just gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy the rise versus somebody that not maybe as talented, like Russ was sharing also in that archive that I'm going to share with you, and you just constantly put in the work, you find your voice, you just improve your craft as you're moving forward, and you go through the process. Well, you're going to go a long ways, because you're going to be a few steps ahead versus somebody that's completely talented and they're literally not doing anything, expecting the silver spoon to be in their mouth. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you. And once again, how bad do you want it? If you don't want it that bad and your why is not completely clear, well, you might as well just give it up right now. You might be failing for 5-10 years. But the thing is, if you really love what you do and you're really passionate about the music that you're making, nothing is going to stop you from doing that. But you're also going to want to learn a little bit about the business side of it, so that eventually you can get on your path to making a living off of that, unless you just want it to be a expensive hobby, because things add up and it can get a little bit crazy. But anyways, with that said, I want to share where you can go and access 200 minutes, over 200 minutes of straight music marketing fire from Russ, right? And my personal notes that you can access as well. With that, just text the word Russ, okay? RUSS to 647-277-5177. That's text the word Russ to 647-277-5177. And I'll show you where you can go ahead and gain access to that archive of straight music marketing fire from Russ, highly successful independent music artist, and my personal highlighted notes from all of that. All right. So hopefully that was of value. Hopefully I didn't go too deep on the negative side, but it's something that I wanted to share on. It's something that I wanted to rant on a little bit, because it has to be clear for you. You have to be consistent. It is not going to be easy. It might be challenging at times, even though it might seem simple, but you have to go through the process so that you can create a story around that people are going to like and love around your music. All right. So talk to you very soon. Make sure that you subscribe to all the channels when it comes to the Golden Voice podcast, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Let's get it.